y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'm so glad you're here. And if you're joining us again, welcome back. Today is gonna be my first video of what I eat in a day on the green plan, so I'm excited about this. Go ahead and give this video a like if you like what I eat in a day, and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And let's just get into this day of eating. Good morning. So I'm about to start making breakfast. First I'm gonna have my coffee, and then we're gonna have migas today. If you've never had migas, I found it from Texy Mexi Living on Instagram. I will link her below. She has a highlight full of how to make migas. They're so good. But I'm gonna show you how I make them as well. But first we're gonna make coffee. So let's get to doing it. All right, so I'm going to be using the Starbucks coffee. And then also my favorite right now, the Italian sweet cream, sugar-free. 3 tablespoons is 1 point on all plans. Also, I'm going to use the Christmas cookie skinny syrup for 0 points. So right now it's a 1 point coffee. But yeah, that's my 1 point coffee that I have every morning. Skinny syrup is optional, but normally I have 3 tablespoons of the sugar-free creamer and black coffee. Also, I want to apologize if you hear dogs or people, because apparently the people below us are moving out. So just letting y'all know. All right, so for migas, I use these Mission extra thin corn tortillas. You can have 2 for 2 points or 3 for 4 points. I normally do 3 just because I like a bigger breakfast and I don't mind a higher point breakfast. But in this recipe, you can add, subtract, whatever you want. Like I'm gonna add a little bit of bacon and some onion, and you don't have to do that, but if you want to, you can. But I'm gonna show you how I make these. Okay, so I have 3 tortillas on top of each other. I cut them in half. I add them on top like this. I'll cut them in little rows. And then just make them little tiny pieces. Like this. And so they're like little tiny squares. And then we're gonna add them to our pan. So let's go over there. All right, so I just cooked Jacob's. I'm gonna use some of this olive oil spray. I also chopped up an onion. Like I said, onion is optional. You don't have to put it in here. I just like it. All right, so once it's gotten crispy, you'll want to use 2 eggs. Oh, also, I forgot that I was going to put bacon in it, so I had cooked up some bacon. I'm just kind of crumbling it up. And then you'll kind of want to just like mix it all together. Make sure your heat is not super high. pepper. I sometimes use this seasoning, the everything but the elote. You can get this at Trader Joe's. And while your eggs aren't super hard, I'm using a mixture of the fat-free cheddar and the fat-free mozzarella for 0 points. All right, and let's transfer it over to a plate. All right, so super hot. I'm also going to add some salsa for 0 points. Once again, this is optional, but it's just how I like to enjoy it. So these are Migas. This is going to be 10 points on green, but once again, you can make it more or less depending on what plan you're on and how much stuff you put in it. So for dinner, we're gonna have pulled chicken barbecue that's been made in the crock pot. And so in this video, I'm gonna show you how I'm making that. It is a skinny-ish dish meal. So I'm gonna be following her recipe online. I'll also link it in the description below so you can check it out yourself. But let's get started. All right, so first thing we're gonna use is the Hunt's 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. The next thing we're going to use is this balsamic vinegar. We're going to use 1/4 of a cup. Whole bowl. All right, 1/4 cup. Next thing we're going to use is Worcestershire sauce. Can't believe I said that well. All right, so we're gonna have 2 tablespoons of the Worcestershire sauce. 1, 2. Next thing we're gonna have, this is just regular brown sugar that I keep. It's not Swerve. If you wanted to use Swerve sweetener, I know that they have it. I just had a bag of brown sugar that I needed to go through, so I have the real deal, which is 2 points for 2 tablespoons, which is what we're having. All right, so clean off your tablespoon. We're gonna have 1, 2. You're gonna use 2 tablespoons of paprika. You're going to use 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. Or, sorry, not tablespoons, teaspoons. We have kosher salt. You're gonna have 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. It says 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper, but I'm using like 3/4 of a teaspoon. I like things spicier. Also, cayenne is optional, but I like spicy things, so I'm going to just put a little sprinkle of it in there. You don't have to, it's just optional. Okay, so another thing that goes in this recipe is an onion. You just need to chop it up, as well as some fresh pineapple. So yeah, all you need is 1 cup of fresh pineapple, 1 medium to small onion, and then we're gonna toss it all together and put it in the crock pot. And yeah, so let's get to chopping. So I'm just making them like small little bite-sized pieces, well, just small little pieces, then like giant chunks that they came with. So actually, I'm not like a huge pineapple fan. I know that that's weird, I guess. Jacob loves pineapple, but it's just not my favorite fruit. I feel like when I eat it like whole, like I'll eat it in things, but I feel like if I eat it whole, it like shreds the roof of my mouth. I don't know if I'm just like eating pineapple wrong or what, but yeah. And you wanna make sure that you're getting fresh pineapple and cutting it rather than the pineapple that are in cans. I mean, if you can't find fresh pineapple, obviously that's okay. But you wanna use fresh pineapple because it's 0 points since it is a fruit. And if you use the canned stuff, it probably will add some points due to if it's like in juice or if it's in like what it's sitting in, because it could be added sugar. So you wanna make sure that if available, use fresh pineapple. But yeah, we're gonna use a cup of fresh pineapple. And then we're gonna chop this onion real quick. All right, and she said to cut it long, like just leave them long. So I'm just cutting it kind of big and not like dicing it. So there we go. And let's transfer this over to the crock pot. So first off, if you're not using one of these Reynolds wrap thing, you definitely should. It's a slow cooker liner. So that's gonna be the first thing that I do. It's just line this up. It's less of a mess normally, not all the time. All right, so we're having pulled chicken barbecue. So of course we're going to have chicken breasts. I'm sorry if you don't like raw meat, but it will be shown right now. So this is just letting you know. But we're going to put in the chicken breast. Okay, since I was touching raw meat, I washed my hands and now I'm gonna add the other stuff in here. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is add the onion. Just wanna make sure to break it all apart from all the slicing. Next thing I'm gonna add is the 1 cup of fresh pineapple, kind of just toss it around. And then lastly, I'm going to pour in the barbecue sauce that we made. Since this is in the afternoon, we are going to cook it on high to make sure that it is done for dinner. Hey Siri, set a timer for 4 hours.
Your timer is set for 4 hours.
All right, so since that's cooking, now I'm gonna show you what I'm making for lunch. I decided to make a KFC bowl, just because I didn't know what else to make today. So yeah, let me show you how I make it, and it's going to be 10 points on green. I know it is less depending on the items that you use on blue and purple. All right, so I heated up some of the Trader Joe's mashed potatoes to get them up tasting a little bit better. To get them tasting a little bit better, I put a few squirts of I can't believe it's not butter. And then a little bit of garlic powder, just because I feel like it makes it taste a little bit better. So then I'm putting 1/4 of a cup of corn in there. The only chicken I had was Tyson chicken fries, so I'm using 7 of the chicken fries for 6 points. It's a lot of chicken now that I'm putting it on the bowl. I'm going to use just like a sprinkle of fat-free cheddar for 0 points. You can have 1/4 of a cup. Ooh, that's more than I was wanting. 1/4 of a cup for 0 points, so I'm just using less than that. I just am using a little tiny bit. Amazing. I'm just using a little tiny bit of gravy on top for 0 points. Honestly, there's hardly any gravy on here. But yeah, this is going to be either 9 or 10 points. I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, that's gonna be my lunch, and I will check in with y'all a little bit later. All right, so now that I'm done with lunch, I'm going back to work. It's a little bit darker just because it's fall, but I need to drink some water. I have been slacking on my water today. So I'm gonna drink this 64-ounce iron flask. If you want to get your own iron flask, I do have a code. I'll link it in the description as always and put it on the screen for 10% off. But it keeps everything cold. It's really big, it's the size of my head. But yeah, I'm gonna drink this whole thing before I get off tonight. All right, y'all, so the crock pot is finally done. So we're having these barbecue chicken sandwiches, and I decided to just do a set of fries. I have hit my points for the day. I might do a little bit of dessert since it is like my first day. It was my weigh-in day today. So normally I don't mind dipping into my weeklies anyway, but especially on my very first day, that's my weigh-in day, I really don't mind. So I'm gonna show you what I have, and if I get a dessert, I will also share that with y'all. All right, so this, normally you're supposed to make a coleslaw with it, but I forgot to get coleslaw mix, so I just put pickles, the barbecue chicken for 1 point, bun for 4, and then a side of Trader Joe's fries for 4 points as well. And yeah, that's what I'm going to have for dinner, and I will show y'all if I decide to get a dessert as well. Okay, so I decided that I do want dessert, so I'm gonna have a 5-point dessert because I will still have a blue dot for the day, and I have fit points today, so why not? I'm going to use the rest of the Siete cinnamon chips. There are this many on there. I weighed it out. It is 28 grams. So also I was thinking about this dessert all day, so I knew I wanted to have it. I'm going to use Ready Whip. You can have 4 tablespoons for 0 points. So I'm just gonna like go over it with Ready Whip. Going to top with some strawberries. I've literally been thinking about this like dessert all day because the cinnamon chips kind of remind me of a churro type thing, and then just with the whipped cream and like the strawberries, I feel like it's gonna taste, I don't know, it's just gonna taste really good. I just have this good feeling about it. All right, so this is the dessert. It is 5 points on green, blue, and probably purple as well. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy this. All right, y'all. So that is everything that I ate today on WW Green. I really enjoyed these, and so make sure to check out my Instagram if you don't follow it already. I'm going to be doing some polls about what I should eat on some of the days. So if you want to be included on those, follow my Instagram and follow along on the stories. If you haven't already, go ahead and give this a like, hit that subscribe button, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.